Hey, welcome to Good Enough Painting. Today I'm working on World Eater's Chaos Space Marine. Hope you like it. Let's get to it. Alright, first thing I did was start out with a gray prime and then a solid dark brown undercoat on the entire model. This is going to lay the foundation for all our shadows for all the red. Now that the brown is dried, I'm taking out a large makeup brush and a dark red and applying this all over the model. It's okay if you don't hit every nook and cranny. This is kind of by design. By using the dark brown as an undercoat, it works as a perfect shadow color. And hey, it's a speed paint. It's not supposed to be perfect. Next, I'm loading up some dark gray. I'm going to be using this for the fabrics, the horns, base coating all the silver metallics, and the pistol grip, and then the joint material in between the armor. And now for the most time-consuming part of the speed paint, all the metallics. So my general rule of thumb was if it has a spike or an arrow on it, it's getting the gold treatment, and everything else is getting gunmetal. And if you make any mistakes while doing your metallics, this is a good time. You can just tidy right back up with the base coat color. Here I'm just tidying up some of the gray undercoating that I missed for these metallic belts that he has across his chest. Next, I start layering on a lighter gray onto all the raised areas of the cloth, and then I'm also going to do it on the horns, but I changed to a dry brush for this. It ended up not mattering at all because I didn't have, my dry brush was too loaded, but that was the intent. Then finally onto my gunmetal that I mentioned earlier. I just painted the knife in this and the any skulls that I found. Obviously the chest belts, and then the chain for the weapon, the ammo casing for the weapon, and then the tip of the bolt pistol that he has on his waist. Next, I painted the bolt pistol holster a light brown. Jumping around while things are drying, I'm using a black for the bolt gun casing. Be extra careful at the top part. I'm leaving this top part red. Next, I took out a neon green and painted the eye on his shoulder pauldron and his eyes. Here's a little bit of a closer look at that. And to make that eye look more like a gem on a shoulder pauldron, I used a little bit of the light gray that I had on my palette and just dotted the left upper portion. It ended up being a little bit premature here, but I started the black wash. I did miss a few metallic portions that I wanted to hit, and also the grenade that I end up hitting a little bit here. I have a little bit of ADD while I paint, so like I'll definitely miss a few spots, and then you'll see it later on the video. For instance, his pattern on his helmet, I didn't paint that gold at first, especially whenever I did my first turnaround. You can see that it's not gold, but like a few clips later it is. But I kind of explained that whenever I said anything that has an arrow or arrow or a spike, you know. It's just something that I have to work on if I'm going to continue making videos. Speaking of, I actually hit 100 subscribers as of I think last week of shooting this video. Extremely exciting. I really kind of quit for a little bit because I wasn't gaining any traction, and I don't know, I kind of felt like lackluster in my videos, but hitting 100, I got a sudden burst of motivation just in time for me to leave the country. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be gone for a year, so I'll try to get one more video out before I leave. But yeah, it's been a fun ride. Maybe I can even do something in my next location. And this is what I was talking about with what I missed. The piping on his helmet and the piping on his backpack. I just went in straight with silver again and touched up these spots. And here's where I wanted to start highlighting the armor just in the upper portions. I came back in with the same exact red as I did with the base coat, but it came out way too stark, so I ended up washing these areas again with the black wash that I used a second ago. And since I'm a glutton for punishment, I obviously went in with the same exact brown that I did for the holster and made the same exact mistake, but I ended up keeping this one because I kind of liked how stark it was. For the highlights on the cloth material and the horns, I took a medium-sized dry brush and used that light gray. Very sparingly. Like I was very sure to clean off my brush this time. I wasn't still quite sure what I wanted to do with the base, so for now I was just painting it gray. Not my proudest moment, but a few parts of the model have some pretty nasty sprue marks where I either snipped a little bit too close, or during the cleanup I cut a little bit too deep. For these I'm going to make them battle damage, and take a little bit of sponge that I ripped up and dab on some black, and then touch up some of the spots with silver. I also decided to highlight the blade of the weapon with silver at this point too. It's all coming together now. Everything is pretty much painted. I just gotta paint that grenade that I keep on missing. For my basing, I wanted to go super simple and not just leave you with the black base. So I got some aquarium gravel and my favorite basing paste, which is rough gray pumice, and then gave it the rock treatment. So I base coated everything black. I then put on a dark gray and then a lighter gray dry brush. And then once it was all dry, I then washed it with my black wash. Thank you so much for watching. 100 subs, woo! Really though, I've had a great time doing this, and I hope that you guys like it. Also, I have 5 more Chaos Space Marines, so if you want, name a chapter below. All right. Thanks, guys. See you later. Alright, and as promised to my daughter, for 100 subs I said I would dance. So, if you're not my daughter, please leave the video now. Alright, thanks, bye.